Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is kind of crazy because this is going to be like my last college video, I guess, of freshman year. I think I did something similar for my first semester of freshman year, kind of like freshman takeaways and stuff. So this is just going to be like an overall review of like freshman year. I'm mainly going to talk about classes, but I'll also talk about like clubs. I live in Markley, so I would talk about the dorms and like dining halls, but it's going to be from my perspective, which all I know is Markley. So, a little bias, I guess. And then I'm just going to talk about like overall culture like of the school and then like Ross as well. Okay, so I'm a business major in Ross. I'm thinking I'm going to concentrate in marketing. So a lot of these classes are going to be like Ross requirements. But for the other classes, if you're not in Ross, I'll give you like reviews on them. So if you want to take them to fulfill some of like your distribution requirements, then go for it. Ross basically makes you take a first year writing class, Math 115, which is calculus, Econ 101, and BA 100. Those are like the required ones. BCom is required in winter. BA is the only year-round one. I don't know what I'm saying. Do I look like an academic advisor? No. So on top of those Ross ones, you also have to do distribution requirements. So that will be, I think it's up to 4th level proficiency of a language, 9 credits of a social science, 9 credits of a humanities, 9 credits of a natural science / math statistical analysis. And you can pick 3 out of the 4 of those. I chose not to do the language, one, because I tested into a lower one, so it would take me a long time to get up to the 4th proficiency. And also keep in mind that paired to like a natural science, social science, or a humanities, those ones meet less in a week than a language does. A language I think is like 4 times a week, and I heard it's a lot of work. So for me, I was like, I don't mind taking a natural science or a math class. So that's what I did. Obviously I haven't taken a language, so I can't really like speak too much on it, but I'm really happy that I didn't take a language, also because you have to take calculus for Ross, and calculus counts as a math statistical analysis. So you're basically already getting 4 credits by just being a business major and taking calculus. I am not really sure how that works with like IB credits, AP credits, because I didn't submit any, so maybe your decision will be like more contingent on like those and like what you get credits for. But personally, I would recommend not doing a language unless you're really high up already in the languages, if that makes sense. Like I was basically at the bottom, so I would have had to work a lot more to get up to where I was supposed to be. Okay, moving on to this semester's classes. I took Econ 101 with Caldwell. I cannot say enough good things about Caldwell. I hated econ. Should I put in the video of my econ teacher squealing in class? This man was crazy. He was also racist. I had a horrible experience in high school, so if anyone's watching this went to my high school, like, yeah. Anyway, I was very hesitant going into econ because I basically felt like I had no background in econ. Like, I had nothing to build off of. I was basically going in knowing nothing. But Caldwell is amazing. He lectures very well. Like, I never wanted to fall asleep in his class. His lectures were just engaging, I guess you could say, and I just found it way more interesting. He also has so many office hours, which are super helpful, gives a ton of resources, and there's only a few things due. Like there's article responses, there's 2 of those, 6 quizzes, and then 3 midterms, which I think is so reasonable. I did know going into it though that his tests were a lot harder. They are very conceptual, they're hard, and econ is on a Ross curve, so the top 45% get an A, which kind of sucks, but I cannot say like enough good things about Caldwell. I really, really liked him as a professor, and I went to a lot of his office hours. He's super nice, always willing to help. I loved my GSI for that class, so I would highly recommend taking him. He is a very good professor. I would literally give him a 5 out of 5. Okay, BCom 250 you have to take for Ross. The class itself I hated. No one likes presentations. I have extreme social anxiety, and that class, it just skyrocketed. In the end, I do think it was helpful for me, and the class, it's decently helpful. Yeah, I don't know, like you have to take it. I liked BA better, but BCom's not the worst, but just be expected to do a lot of presentations and talking. And for this one, for some reason my teacher just like could not teach for the rest of the year without any reason, so like we don't know why she left. But I had Chance for like the first half, and then I had Miller for the second half. I don't know if you can choose. I think Miller's new. They're definitely different. I think Miller was the better teacher, but she also is a lot stricter about participation and just like I think stricter in general. But I still liked her. And I thought she like taught the course really well. Then I took BA 100 again, but for the second half they switched professors, and I had Professor Sue, and I literally love her. She is amazing. Like I'd give her a 5 out of 5. I mean, this woman would come up fitted in Aritzia. Really liked her. She was a really good teacher, and she was so sweet. And then I took Environment 139, which is also a first year seminar. And this one I highly recommend taking if you want a natural science requirement without too much of like, what do you say? Like the sciences, I guess. Like it's about the environment. It's basically about, it's called Prescription Nature, I think. So basically just like how nature affects people. It talks a lot about like stress and like mental illness and stuff like that, and basically how like nature is super beneficial to humans. So I found it really interesting. First year seminars, like the Dutch class, pretty easy. It's heavy on the readings, but usually you write like a discussion post or maybe like a few paragraphs each week as an assignment. You discuss in class. Like it's very chill. The workload and the expectations are really straightforward. I would highly recommend this class if you want to get like some of your natural science requirements out of the way without taking like chemistry or like, what are some of the other ones? Aliens, earth science. I found this one super easy, and I cannot say enough good things about first year seminars. Highly recommend taking that. And then for my first year writing requirement, I took English 125. I didn't know the theme going into it. Turned out to be social justice, so I really like that. I mean, I'm not a huge English person, so it wasn't my favorite class. It was still enjoyable. I made like good friends in the class. Class was a little disorganized, but maybe that was just my teacher. No, didn't hate it, don't love it. So the only like lecture I had was econ, which was a huge lecture, by the way, like 350 kids. But the rest of these classes were pretty small, which I really liked as well. Then just for next semester, which is the fall of my sophomore year, I'm taking Accounting 300, BA 200, TO 301, which are all required. Ross actually picks these classes for you and the set time. I'm really lucky, I think, because I got 1:10 a.m. and then my other two classes are 2:30 on like different days. So like I got pretty good times, but I heard that I probably will get an 8:30 eventually. So pretty satisfied. But yeah, you get assigned to a section and you continue Ross with them in that section. So it's like the same people. And then right now I'm on the wait list for Dutch 351, which is the same teacher as my other Dutch class. Really want to take this one. I think it's about Anne Frank. It's called like Anne Frank in Context. I really hope I get into this one, but I got a late registration date and it was already full. So I'm on the wait list. But if not, I registered for Women Gender Studies 211, which I think is about like pop culture or something. Okay, now I'm going to talk about clubs. First semester, I rushed a bunch of business frats, didn't get into any of them. If I rushed again, I might have gotten in, but I don't think that was right for me. I think it was kind of like a sign. So I joined the BBA marketing club because I want to be a marketing, and then I also joined Michigan Businesswoman. I love both of those. They're pretty low commitment. Usually just have to attend a few meetings, but they provide so many events that you can go to, which I think is really nice. So I can like kind of pick and choose. Obviously, I'm not going to go to an accounting one if I want to be a marketing. So it's kind of nice that you can choose which ones you want to go to. And I've had a great experience with both of those. Okay, now talking about like the dorms and kind of like overall dining halls. So I think Markley kind of gets like a bad rep. I mean, I get it. Their rooms are tiny. It's kind of musty. It's known for bugs. Like, but I feel like it's kind of part of the experience and why it makes it fun to live in Markley, because everyone's like kind of experiencing the same thing, you know, and there's like no AC. We're all struggling together. Honestly, I feel like you just kind of have to embrace it. At the beginning of the year, I didn't like living here. Now I love it. Definitely a lot of kids. Like, it's social, it's loud, but I think it's fun. I also love the Markley dining hall. It's pretty chill. You get a self-serve. It's super nice. It's kind of sad about living on the hill, but in a sense, it feels like you're going home. Like, when you cross the bridge from, like, main campus to the hill, it almost feels like you're going home for the day. So it's like you have your own community area, and then you can go on campus. So they're kind of separate. It separates your home life from your school work life, if that makes any sense. So I've kind of grown to love it. Markley really isn't that bad. Like I said, embrace it. Another thing I really like about Markley is that there's a bus stop behind us, and there's, I don't know, like the transportation is really good from here. You can get to the Blake Transit Center really easily, and you can get to the CCTC really easily as well. Like I always take the bus straight to Ross, and it's super nice. So I love that about living on Markley. Dining halls, I still need to try a lot of the dining halls. I haven't tried Bursley, Twigs, or North Quad, but I've tried all the other ones. South Quad is really nice, really busy. East Quad, they give like the tiniest portions, and I can never find a place to sit. Like that place honestly stresses me out, but East Quad's not bad. Mojo like has to be one of my least favorites. I mean, I did get food poisoning there, so maybe that's why, but the food is just sometimes like really bad, and they also do give really small portions, and sometimes there's like never anywhere to sit. But I do go to Mojo a lot because I have to, because Markley closes. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the dining halls. Okay, last I'll just talk about culture. I mean, everyone's heard like the term Ross Hole. I would say it's like a little bit cutthroat. Like I always feel like I have to prove myself because everyone seems to be like in these top clubs and I don't know, have like good jobs, going to all these events. Honestly, just don't compare yourself to people. Stick to your own path, do what you want. I'm in marketing. That's not like a typical path in Ross. They push you towards investment banking, finance, consulting. So honestly, just find good people. I think that's the main thing. Ross became a lot less intimidating when I found like-minded people. I think that kind of goes for any situation. Find people like you. You're always going to be able to find people like you, and it makes it way more enjoyable. I think I talked about this on the last video, and I kind of wanted to like clarify about like party culture. Like I think at any college a lot of people party, and I was saying that some people are kind of weird about like you not drinking or not wanting to go out, like blah blah blah. Like I said, find like-minded people. I think I was surrounding myself with people who didn't have similar values to me, I guess. So I think since then I found better people who are more like me. I don't think that's more of a problem, but there is a big party culture here, like going to the frats, going to clubs, going to bars, whatever. Find good people, find things you like to do, and honestly don't care about what other people say. Like that's just a projection on themselves. But overall, I literally love it here. I'm like so sad to leave, guys. I don't know. I've made really good friends. I love my life here. I'm excited for the next 3 years. I'm going to be living in an apartment next semester and probably for the next 3 years. So if you guys are incoming freshmen to UMich and you want me to do a whole video like answering questions about honestly anything you're curious about for freshman year, definitely leave those below and I can make a video if I get enough questions, because I would love to help you guys as much as I can, like ease the transition, because it's definitely a hard transition. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You guys got this. I hope you have like a great experience at Michigan too. Leave your suggestions down below, questions, whatever, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.